And just like that, we're back. It's Abuse from Section 400. Matt, Jack, Brian, along for the ride here in this uninterrupted sports conversation podcast that we bring to you twice a week. But in this one, as always, winners and losers. NBA Finals is going crazy. Not really. Boston's up 3-0, so kind of beat. NHL playoffs, Jack's fake future. We'll get into that in a minute. U.S. Open underway, the third major of the year. We'll get into a little fun stuff there. The Euros are kicking off, so all the people who love soccer, we'll get into that. Football, I should say. And then the 400. That has been a very popular segment. Just started brand new, but very popular. We will be going over the best logos ever. Not active logos ever. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that one because that's going to be a fun segment. But nonetheless, it's Abuse from Section 400. Let's get right into it with the winners and losers of the week, as we always do. Both you guys look pretty amped up for the winner and loser. I always hate letting you guys decide who's going to go first because you guys can never make up your mind. So we'll kick it over to Jack after the big news down there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is my winner after getting the freaking bag. 5-year extension, $270 million. I mean, you love it. You love it as a Jags fan. You like to see him get wrapped up before somebody else goes and resets the market. I mean, he's getting paid $55 million a year. He's tied with Joe Burrow for the most, average annual $55 million. Crazy. But I love it as a Jags fan. He's our guy, even though he's had his issues, and I've been on camera talking about his issues just as much as you guys, so I don't need all the flack. I know how bad he's been, especially towards the end of last season. He was playing hurt, though. He's our guy. We're not going to do any better than that. So I'm happy we locked him up right after paying Josh Allen and making him the first $100 million man in Jacksonville. Here comes Trevor Lawrence a couple months later, first $200 million man. So a lot of spending down there in Duval, and I'm happy that we've got our our cornerstone on defense and our cornerstone on offense locked up for the next 5 years apiece.
I'm just happy my quarterback no longer has the worst contract on the show.
It's a fair point. It's a very fair point.
Why would you say that? In what sense? That in worst contract for Trevor or worst contract for the Jaguars?
For you and all the fans down there in Duval and the Jaguars.
Get out of here.
You just gave the Daniel Jones copycat even more money than Daniel Jones is making.
Copycat? Bro, Daniel Jones wish he could.
They're the same player. Do you not remember the graphic I shared with you? They're the same player.
No, they're not. I don't want to hear it. Brian, no, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Look, I mean, I understand the stats say what you are, but that is a ridiculous graphic. I don't know how much of that you can really believe based on that. Like, the eye test tells you differently. I understand the stats are the stats, like I said, but
the eye test tells me he overthrew his receiver by 10 yards when he needed to make a completion on the last drive of the season, and that's what eliminated him.
Brian, we know he played hurt the last half of the season, okay? It's why we didn't make the playoffs. Like, I'm not taking anything away from C.J. Stroud in his rookie year. He was phenomenal. But if Trevor Lawrence was healthy, it's not close. We're winning the division. We don't lose that game to the Bengals. I think we went 0-5 down at the – we went 0-5 down the stretch. And, look, that doesn't happen with a healthy Trevor Lawrence. Just 2 years ago, if you want to use that sample size – we won the last 8 games of the season with a healthy Trevor Lawrence. So cut the BS, Brian. You know in your heart. I know you're just trying to make yourself feel good about Daniel Jones, but it's just not true, okay? It's not.
They're the same player. They're the same player. Trevor Lawrence beat a terrible Chargers team that's known for choking in the playoffs, and Daniel Jones beat a terrible Vikings team that's known for choking in the playoffs. It's the same career. They're the same player. It's the same career.
And if we think about it, all 3 of our franchise quarterbacks, and I put the air quotes because Daniel Jones is not a franchise quarterback.
He is according to the money.
are locked up to long-term deals. All three of our quarterbacks are finally locked in and locked up. So we'll see them at least for this foreseeable future. I guess Daniel Jones is obviously the one on the hot seat. But Jack, just a question for you, and try to answer as truthfully as possible. I know it's going to be tough with the camera in your face, but is there ever a part of you that, like, you go home, you're like after a game or after this or after that, and you have to sit there and be like, fuck, man, like, I gotta root for the Jaguars.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Like, is there ever a part of that like that creeps into your mind, right? Like, you're not natively from Jacksonville. Like, does that ever creep in at all? And it's a serious question. Try to answer honestly or truthfully if you can. But like, does that ever creep in at all?
You know what, Matt? Let me ask you this, because the answer is no. But let me ask you this, since we're going to do it. Since we're doing this right now, does it ever make you a little, ooh, shit, I'm an Eagles fan, when you see them burning down the streets and flipping cars and, shooting up the streets in Philly, for a good time because they won the Super Bowl, they're going to start shooting guns at people? Does it ever make you embarrassed?
Yeah, that was the wrong way to go with that question.
That was the wrong way to put that.
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
For that, so number one, the flipping cars, absolutely love. Number two, there's no shootouts when the Eagles win the Super Bowl. There's no shootouts.
There is people just spraying their guns up in the air. I saw the videos.
Yeah, maybe up in the air, not at people. But again, I wasn't trying to come at you. I just was genuinely asking a question. I think we kind of got our answer without getting an answer there. But we'll move on. Jack, let's hear your loser of the week, man.
It's you two. It's you two.
Did you come into this pod with us being the loser of the week?
No.
Yes, I did.
There's no chance. You definitely didn't have one, and this is your saving grace that you have a loser now.
Are you ready for it? You want to let me say my loser of the week? You two are the losers for two reasons. One, because you just can't. You're just sore losers because you can't.
I asked the question, man. I asked the question.
Let me finish. You guys are sore losers and can't get past the fact that I had the right future for the NHL playoffs. Yes, me, Jack, called the right team. Sorry to burst your bubbles. And number two, you guys are losers just simply because they're winning it. They're winning it. What do you have to say? Huh?
I mean, you definitely gave out the future weeks after Brian and I gave out ours. So for sure, you definitely handed it out. But we left it to the people to decide, right? I raised the question because everybody was talking about it, and all we did was let the people decide. And I don't know that we've gotten the answer on what the people have said yet, but look, I mean, it was late, and that's all I said. I didn't say that it didn't count. Mickey Mouse doesn't mean, right? Like the Dodgers winning the COVID year, it counts. It's just Mickey Mouse. The Lakers winning in the bubble, it counts. It's just Mickey Mouse. So I think that's kind of where we stand right now, or at least where I stand.
Yeah.
Brian, let's see what Brian has to say to that.
A loss is a loss. I don't even remember who you guys picked as your futures. That's how bad they were.
This was going to be my point. I just picked the Maple Leafs because I like Tim Hortons, and George is a good guy.
Yeah.
And I had the Avalanche because I love McKinnon and Cale Makar. So not bad pick there. Also already won a chip together as well. So
just forgettable. That's all I'm saying. So quit being sore losers. Again, you guys are the losers of the week. Thank you.
I can be a lot bigger of a sore loser than that if you think that's being a sore loser. But nonetheless, I'll take it, man. Look, I love being the villain. As you all know, I am the villain on this show. So I will take the villain card and roll with it every single time. But Jack, appreciate the shout out as a loser of the week. And I know you tailed Brian in on that as well. But Brian, let's get some winners and losers here, and let's roll through this segment. Why don't we?
Well, you know I hate when we fight, so I'll bring us back together here, or at least me and Jack back together. My winner of the week is going to be Auburn basketball. We get Duke in the SEC ACC Challenge this year, December 4th, a week after my birthday. Might have to make some calls and get down to Cameron for that game. But the real storyline here, the last time Auburn played in the Maui Invitational and played against Duke in the same season, they made the Final Four. So lock it in now. The Auburn Tigers are getting back to the Final Four in 2024-2025.
At what point does overly hyping Auburn overtake the McNeese State bet, right? Like, I mean, Brian had Auburn going all the way for so many years, and we're already getting like a way too early prediction to the Final Four on some hypothetical bullshit, so to speak. And at what point does it overtake it? Because as much as it got thrown in my face for McNeese, rightfully so, I gotta have the backup here to hold everybody else accountable for the nonsense that's handed out.
Well, Auburn's going to be a top 12 team in the preseason, and now they're playing a good non-conference schedule, something they haven't done in the past. We saw it with Alabama last year. They had a good non-conference schedule. Didn't do too well in that non-conference schedule, but they were battle tested. They made it to the Final Four. So maybe that's what Bruce Pearl is cooking up now. Get back to the Final
I see
Four.
your angle there. That was going to be my follow-up.
I can't be more excited for that game in Cameron Indoor. Brian, if you do end up making it there, let me know. I will buy a ticket and meet you there.
Love that.
I think you guys should go decked out in Auburn gear.
Oh yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, another really
More
cool
damn Eagle.
Another really cool storyline. So Bama is playing UNC in Chapel Hill. So both of the arguably the two biggest rivals in college sports will be in the same city playing each other on the same
Is
day.
it a SEC ACC challenge or It is one of those?
Yeah, so
Love when they do those.
Tennessee and Florida and a couple other programs weren't too happy that Auburn drew Duke in that. But hey, just be better.
Be better, I guess.
Yeah, I think the big miss was Arkansas with Calipari now. But hey, Auburn beat them by 35 on their home floor last year. So
yeah.
And did they get anybody that's going to make them relevant?
I think they got Miami.
Well, they did get well, no.
You're talking about players.
I should have said player-wise. I know they got John L. Davis from FAU.
Yeah, I can find the list for you, but they got a lot of transfers in there.
They got a lot of guys that came in.
Yep.
So 1 year off and Arkansas is back.
It's basically Kentucky. Like, it's just a young talent. Calipari brought them all in, and they're going to be talented, but they're going to get upset by Oakland in the first round.
What about DJ Wagner? Is he going to the draft?
He is on Arkansas.
Oh, he did transfer over? Okay. Yeah, so they'll be nasty. All right.
Yeah, they got Adu, who was on Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then Brazil came back. So, yeah, they got guys. They got guys.
Yeah, so they'll be relevant again, which honestly doesn't bode well for Auburn.
Yeah, it's Calipari.
Auburn's got a nasty team.
They'll be good, but you just got to hope you don't get a draw in the first round to an Ivy League school. But
that's true.
Brian, let's see what the loser of the week is, dude.
My loser of the week is going to be America. So we lost.
No. How is America going to be your loser? It's just not real.
Well, our biggest holiday, America's birthday, just got a little bit worse. Major League Eating has banned the best eater, the best athlete in the country, the gladiator of glizzies, Joey Chestnut, from competing in the 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
I did see that. So sad.
Joey, fucking legend.
I'm
confused. Is it because of the deal with Netflix or something?
So this came after, but he had a brand deal with Impossible Foods, which is a vegan food company. And MLE and Nathan's deemed it a conflict of interest because, of course, the Nathan's hot dog.
Which Impossible Foods came out and said, look, we don't discriminate against glizzies. You know, everybody should, have the right to pick their own wiener, so to speak.
Damn.
So Impossible Foods didn't have a problem with it. I think it was just strictly Nathan's and that whole competition.
Dude, yeah, fucking Nathan's is the loser here. There's such a loser.
I think Nathan's is the loser of the week.
They're gonna lose a little bit of money to some fucking vegans. You don't want the vegans eating your hot dogs anyway. Let them eat the fake stuff.
Yeah, it's tough, but hey, I mean, if you ever wanted to enter the 4th of July hot dog eating contest, the field just got wide open this year.
Well, I think they'll see big time in the TV viewership, right? I mean, the only reason I tuned in was for fucking Joey Chestnut. So there's 0% chance I'm tuning in this year.
Yeah, I'm boycotting that shit.
Well, something that might surpass that event in views, Jack, you mentioned it. Netflix on Labor Day is going to have a Joey Chestnut versus Takeru Kabahashi, however the fuck you say it.
Yeah.
6-time champion versus the 16-time champion of the mustard belt. The two greatest pounders
gonna
of
be
pasteurized
electric.
pig in the world. Going to be a great show.
Look, this is LeBron and Jordan getting to play each other. All right, so let's be very appreciative that we're going to be able to witness it.
Extremely grateful.
Yeah,
These are the best athletes in the. At least Chestnut is the best American athlete in the country right now. So,
way too early prediction. Does Kobayashi upset Chestnut, or is just Chestnut going to run away with it?
I think Chestnut's the GOAT. He's going to stick his nuts on his face and call it a day.
I think Chestnut beats him, but I'm kind of worried for him. Because Kobayashi has called him a cheater in the past. He's beaten him in the past. Like, he's going to be coming out for blood.
Right. This guy's not just coming in to just be there to be there. He wants to win, especially one-on-one, the highlight of the spotlight that's going to be that. This isn't all a bunch of other people on the stage. I mean, this is going to be way more highlighted, essentially, than, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. They will have, I guess, isn't that like college football opening weekend that they'll be competing with as well, though?
Yeah.
So they'll have that going against them.
Well, I think it'll be a Monday, so it'll be kind of the dessert to as much as hot dogs.
They do college football on the Monday.
Yeah, I guess.
But we'll save that for Labor Day. We're not even at the 4th of July yet. I'll jump into my winners and losers of the weekend. Funny enough, NFL for the winner and loser, and I'll start with the winner here. It's going to be the GOAT, man. I don't know how you guys didn't have this one. Tom Brady inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. Why are you shaking your head, Jack? I mean, he is the GOAT. You're like shaking your head as if like you guys have a Hall of Fame quarterback that you just signed. Tom Brady inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame, the GOAT of all GOATs. Number 12 retired. Question I want to ask is this the quickest induction we've seen, the quickest number retirement? I know it's kind of weird because Brady is fucking like 47 and he retired at 45. So it has to be a quick turnaround, but seems pretty quick, obviously completely warranted.
Look, Robert Kraft is a genius. He's a genius billionaire, and he's in the position he's in for a reason. He realized that he needed to do this, so Tom had no fucking way of coming back to pro football. He's done with the rumors. He's not letting Tom do anything else, and that's why he did it. But to answer your earlier question, I'm shaking my head because while everybody wants to call him the GOAT, and yes, the statistics, the championships will tell you that, he's not my GOAT. So I don't really care that he got his number retired by the Patriots. We all knew it was happening at some point. That's why he got the shaky head out of me.
I mean, it's week-to-week winners. I think he won the week, man.
Yeah, it's a happy ending for Tom Brady and Robert Kraft. But Boston, Boston really, I mean, they packed TD Garden and whatever the fuck. What's the Patriots field called now?
Gillette
Stadium.
It's still Gillette Stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
But they packed both of them.
Foxborough is what it really is.
Everybody
knows it as Foxborough.
That's fair.
Yeah, they packed both of them, and they didn't have a live game at either of them. So it was a pretty cool visual of both of the stadiums or arenas, I guess, packed there.
Yeah, Boston sports fans go hard. Shout out to Boston sports fans. I know a lot of people hate on them, and especially Celtics fans and Red Sox fans and Bruins fans, but yeah, all of them pretty much. But
look, as much as everybody hates Boston, New York, Philly, that northeast corridor of cities, I mean, got to be the three hardest rooting fans in the country. It's just wild fan bases in the country. I mean, Boston, New York, Philadelphia. I mean, right there, that core. It's so close together, but so different in each individual way. It's something special, right? And I know I'll have San Francisco, I'll have LA, I'll have Chicago trying to tell me this, that, and the third. No, it's nothing like the Northeast corridor.
I can agree with that, Matt. The one thing I will say though is that there are some of those teams out there in professional sports where they're the only team in their city, and those fans go crazy too. Like think the Saints down there in New Orleans. Those Saints fans go hard for their Saints.
Just gonna
that's not the only
disrespect
team in that
Zion and the
city.
Pelicans like that.
I know they got the Pelicans and stuff like
That's
that.
the only
But
team.
they're a newer team. But I'm
Yeah,
telling
I see
you,
your
man,
point. No one really gives
you
a
know what I'm
fuck.
saying.
Yeah.
They're a newer name change team. The Hornets have been there for Chris Paul was on the Hornets.
Yeah, but still,
When
no
he
one
was
really gives a
young.
fuck about basketball down there. I mean, I think tickets were going for like $7 for one of their playoff games in the first round.
If you got to rebrand your team, you suck, and no
There's
one
a
gives a
reason
shit
for
about
it.
you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. I think of the better case is Charlotte. The Bobcats. Like, really? What kind of
Charlotte's
fucking name
the
is
worst.
that?
Yeah.
Charlotte
That
really
was-
is, man.
That was one of the worst franchises of all time.
Wild move. But I'll jump into the loser, and it is NFL centric again. It's going to be the Atlanta Falcons, man. Breaching the code of conduct, talking to Kirk Cousins and a couple other guys before the new league year started, losing the draft pick. I guess it was the team got fined $500,000 and the GM fined $250K. I know we always say when it comes to the NFL that dollar figure amount is worth $25 to us, but still, loser of the week, breaching contract to sign a quarterback, $84 million, and then you go draft a quarterback. Still end up as a loser of the week for me.
Yeah, it's all about that draft pick. What draft pick did they have to give up?
It's
I think a fourth or fifth round.
The fifth rounder. Their draft doesn't matter. They waste them all the time. They drafted Phoenix at the 8th spot.
But still, they breached the league rules to go and draft a quarterback.
It's the dumbest shit. Like, why have these rules if you're gonna barely like give these teams a slap on the wrist? It's stupid. And the Falcons are dumb in general. Yeah.
But I just thought it was ridiculous. They breached the rules to sign a quarterback, to then go draft a quarterback at number 8, by the way. It's not like, first round pick, 28th overall. Not top 10 pick. Breached the rules for all this. I just think it's ridiculous. But
Who the hell's the coach down there now?
it's the Carolina guy, I thought. Or no, the Carolina guy is the Tampa coach.
Tampa. The defensive coordinator from the 49ers, right?
Okay, that'll work out.
What's
Is
his name?
I have no idea.
Raheem Morris?
Oh yeah, I feel like he was there before too.
Raheem Morris? That's his name, right?
Yeah, it sounds
I have
Who's-
no idea. That just shows
who's-
you how poverty the Falcons are. I have
who's-
no idea who their head coach is.
Yeah, because D'Amico Ryan's the Texans guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Raheem Morris is the Falcons head coach. Sorry, I was blanking.
As the summer goes on here, we're gonna need to have a full rundown of all the moves, coaching and player personnel before
The new NFL head coaching tree.
it's way too much to keep up with.
Yeah,
But-
there were certainly a lot of changes this offseason.
A lot of changes, and we need football season so bad. I know we keep hinting at it. We keep throwing jabs, but we need the NFL back so bad because that is what this show is built on, the NFL. But that's the winners and losers of the week. Always entertainment, always a little dragged out, but for good reason, but for good fun. Winners and losers of the week, presented by Views from Section 400. Let's jump in to the NBA playoffs. The NBA Finals, which seemed to be done. Dallas, did they choke that game out last night? I'll let you guys decide that for me. I think they kind of did. Even though they're
Yes.
down 20 points, still came back and then kind of choked it out. We'll get it out in a minute. But down 3-0, I mean, the series is over.
Yeah.
But
Down 3-0, the series is over.
down 3-0, series is over. Tatum going to get his first ring, but Brian is not convinced that
He's not
the
gonna win
Tatum
MVP.
critics-
He's not even the best player on his team. I'm still going to criticize him in every
The
step of the
Tatum
way.
critics are still going to be out.
Jason Tatum is the Brock Purdy of the NBA.
He's just a system guy.
System guy with a bunch of talent around him.
I mean, that's not fair to say.
Brad
He has-
Stevens is Kyle Shanahan. It all makes sense.
Nah. He's like
Tell
Trent
him, Brian.
Williams,
Tell him.
like Trent Williams or like George Kittle. He's not CMC, but he's not Brock Purdy.
He's Brock Purdy.
No, Al Horford is Brock Purdy.
I think the Brock Purdy argument just doesn't even apply for either. Like, that's just bad take, Brian, there.
All right, I'll give you Debo. Tatum can be Debo, and Jaylen Brown will be CMC, and Al Horford can be Brock Purdy.
I just think there's no comparison.
I mean, I do. Me and Brian came to an agreement on that one. But look, this was a terrible game for the Mavericks. I mean, even though they started off red hot at home, Kyrie looked phenomenal. Luka looked phenomenal to start the game. Like, these guys were just balling. It doesn't last because their game plan is Luka, work your magic, go one-on-one, figure something out. Same thing with Kyrie. And they just go back and forth. And whether it's twos, threes, they're working for every single one. And they're two of the best players in the world. They make a lot of freaking shots. But it's all on them. And then you go look at the Celtics running down the court on the way back every single time. Pass. How many wide open threes have they had in this series? I mean, you just can't keep up when every single one of your when the other team's offensive possessions ends in a wide open three. And it doesn't matter if it's Al Horford, Tatum, Brown, even though Brown had one of the worst 3-point shooting percentages on the team. Derek White, these guys are all fucking hitting wide open threes. And that's what it came down to, was the Mavs defense. They could not close out on shooters. They could not get in their face. Yeah, I mean, look, Jason Tatum is not winning MVP. They really should give it to Joe Mazzulla, if we're being completely honest. But it's going to go to Jaylen Brown.
I was going to say, who's the MVP, right? I think it's between Drew Holiday or Jaylen Brown, and then you're going to probably give it to Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, you're going to give it to Brown.
It's got to be Brown, but Holiday's a close second. That's the thing. Like, Tatum isn't even in the top two. Tatum's the third. Like, this guy's not that good.
Well, he was his team's leading scorer.
Brian's take is coming to light quick here.
What, Tatum at 31, Brown at 38 and 8. That's a better game than Tatum.
It is. Yeah, he did have a better. I think Tatum 31, 6 and 4.
Yeah, so shot like 12 for 29 or something horrible. Like,
that's the thing. Tatum chucks up a lot more shots.
Yeah, he does. I think the numbers were pretty similar in the game last night. But you're absolutely right. He does miss a lot more shots.
Maybe it's just his bricks just look so bad. I don't know. I don't like Jason Tatum.
You're just like a certified Tatum hater, which is the bottom line there. But that's the NBA Finals. I mean, kind of a boring finals, right? I mean, we didn't really get much after that. After an electric playoffs. Like, the playoffs were awesome.
No, they weren't.
I thought the Western Conference was pretty good, dude. The Timberwolves run, OKC and their drama, Luka making a run. Like, I thought the Western Conference playoffs was very electric. Eastern Conference, I could see where it wouldn't be because the Celtics had a clear path. And, the Knicks were there until they got hurt. Other than that, but, the finals was nothing close to what I thought it would be. I mean, I thought it'd be a little better than what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I just think on like a game per game basis, like, the series ended up going 6-7. Like, they were good, but like the game per game, it was blowout. I don't remember like a true iconic moment of these playoffs. And before we move on from that, we have to talk about Luka and Brian Windhorst just going in on him after fouling out of that game.
I mean, dude, the foul out was ridiculous. First of all, I think the ref should not have made that call. 4 minutes ago, the guy's got almost 30 points. They're already down 2-0, right? I mean, like, there's just no reason to make that call. You got to keep the best player on the court.
Well,
let him have a shot. Give him a shot to get back in the series. Don't end the series on fouling a guy out of the NBA. NBA guys don't foul out. You get 6 fouls.
Yeah. No, I mean, Luka was playing pretty bad, and that's a reason why he was even in foul trouble at that point in the game. More than 4 minutes left to go, and he hits his 6th. I mean, you just can't do that, especially down 2-0 in a series. But The thing that really upset me was just the fact that they made a call in general. I mean, you said in that, just let the guys play. I mean, Jaylen Brown came driving straight into him, elbow out, and Luka, was trying to hold his ground. He was trying to hold his ground, but definitely bumped him. I mean, definitely bumped him. You could have called it either way, if we're being completely honest. So when shit like that happens and they're just going at each other, keep your hands off, keep the whistle out of your mouth, let the boys play. I mean, it sucks because then you don't get Luka for the last 4 minutes. And shout out Kyrie, he was doing his thing, but when it came down to the last minute, it was over.
It's on Luka. You have 5 fouls. Why are you in his grill at the 3-point line?
He's trying to win a game, Brian. He's keeping the game close.
Yeah, well, you can do that better by playing a little bit more off of him and making sure you stay in the game. And even when they reviewed it, you could kind of see it was a long review. The refs were, I think, trying to figure out, is there enough for us to change this call? And they were really thinking about it, and they just said we can't. And they didn't want Luka to leave the game, but you can't be putting yourself in that position. You can't commit the first 5 fouls, and then the 6th is just ridiculous. You can't do that.
Yeah, putting yourself in that position is just it's
good.
Dumb.
Good trivia question is, and we'll end it on this question. You guys aren't going to know the answer. I don't know the fucking answer. When's the last time somebody fouled out of an NBA Finals game?
Shaq.
JaVale McGee had to do it.
I have no idea, but that's a fun trivia question. Maybe somebody in the comments can figure it out for us.
Timothy Mozgov. Didn't Mozgov do it?
Maybe. I don't know. I told you I don't know the answer.
I don't know.
Can I just let's go back and look up real quick? Yo, Jamie, can you look that up real quick? I'm actually looking this up.
I want to know now.
All right.
A great trivia question.
I'm sticking with Mozgov as my guess. Draymond wouldn't surprise me either.
Oh, well, didn't Draymond receive a technical at some point in the finals that made him sit for a game?
Yeah, but I don't think that counts. I think it has to be
I'm talking about
a
true foul out. Like Luka last night was 6 fouls and he was done. 4 minutes to go. It'd be one thing, 30 seconds left. 4 minutes to go. It's a lot of time in a close game too. I mean, he fouled out. It was a 3-point game with 4 minutes to go. You take the best player off the court. Bad for the league. Bad look for the league.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're Luka, you can't be doing that.
Still a bad look for the league, regardless of what he's doing or not.
All right, Jack, you got an answer for us?
We'll take a little Jeopardy.
No. Here we go.
I think the Mozgov poll is a great poll, and that might be the winner.
Oh yeah, no, it's showing me people from the game from this series only.
Well, like I said, why don't we just let the people in the comments? Yeah. This seems like a great question for a friend of the program, Ben Cornforth, to give us the answer. This is right up his alley.
That is right up Ben's alley.
He'll be right in there to give us the answer.
And he'll be listening to this segment with open ears because he loves his Celtics.
Of course.
All right, before you give yourself a brain aneurysm, you wanna talk about your Panthers?
Yeah. Let's just let Jack talk rock hard about the Panthers.
Bro, what's there to talk about? Game 3 just tipped off. We just dropped the fucking puck on the ice. We're already gonna go up 1-0 nice and quick. I mean, dude, 3-0 series lead after by the time people are listening to this in the morning. 3-0 series lead. It's gonna be a sweep. Get the brooms out.
Edmonton,
what else do you want me to say? The Florida Panthers are playing insane hockey. Bobrovsky's been the best 10D in the league. I mean, what do you want from me?
Flyers
Go
legend.
Panthers.
Flyers legend, Sergei Bobrovsky. But what I think's crazy is Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk went to high school together.
Really?
You guys didn't know that?
But
I don't think I knew that.
Did Tkachuk film the How to Tie a Tie video? That's the real question.
I don't know about that, but I know they went to high school together, and they do have videos together in high school. But pretty wild that they're now on the verge of winning a championship in both their respective sports after going to high school together.
Yeah, in the same year, about a few days away from each other. I mean, that's badass, dude.
Both bat a sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
That's
wild.
badass.
Pretty wild stuff.
I thought, dude, when you originally brought up Jason Tatum, I thought you were just finding a way to grill him.
You thought I was jumping back to the NBA after being on NHL? No. I was plugging Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk being in high school together. What's more wild, them going to high school together, or Scotty Scheffler, Matt Stafford, and Clayton Kershaw all going to the same high school?
Kachuk and Tatum, because I've heard the goddamn Scheffler, Stafford, and Kershaw went to high school together about 100 times.
They did, and it was different. It was different years.
Oh, okay. Then that's way less
Like
cool.
Tatum and Tkachuk were same time. I mean, yeah,
No,
obviously
dude.
Scheffler's like 27. Kershaw's been around for 20 years.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, like Tatum and
Could have gotten held back a few years.
and Kachuk were probably like fighting over the same girls back then, dude. I mean, this shit's fucking awesome.
It's pretty electric, but yeah, we'll give Jack his credit for the Panthers' future pick, and we'll move on from there. You know what, Jack? To put the haters all to sleep, and I'm not saying you got to do it, and you definitely don't, but show the bet slip. Show the bet slip on Views from Section 400. That would be the bottom line. That shuts everybody up. Are you going to do it or not? That's between you and God. But I'm just giving you a reason. I'm giving you a reason on what you might be able to do to shut not only Brian and I up, but everybody else who's hating. But that's the NHL playoffs right there. The NHL finals. I hate that we're at the end, man. Brian might have a little take on that too. He looks like he's ready to go.
Well, I was just gonna say the road to the Stanley Cup may end in the Pacific Northwest.
It might. It very well might. And I can't wait till it does. But why don't we jump into our fun US Open segment?
Woo!
All right.
And I'll let Brian spearhead this one because this is Brian's roundtable, and Jack has some tough questions to answer.
Yeah, if you listen to this, have not already, check out our US Open Roundtable on viewsfromsection400.com. Matt and I answered some questions about the tournament, about some long shots, who we think is going to win. And Mr. Jack was supposed to answer those questions, but he got a new phone and did not see the Slack message. So he's answering these questions right here, right now. No research. We're going to see what he's got. So first question, Jack.
Some might say, doing it live.
Scotty Scheffler is undoubtedly the best golfer in the world. Is this tournament his to lose, or do you think he struggles as the favorite?
I mean, he was the best golfer alive until he got popped that one morning. And then after the adrenaline wore off from that, I don't really think he's been hitting it as well. But no, I don't. I mean, I think other people will say it's his to lose. I'm not going to say it's his to lose. Golf is not easy.
He literally won last week.
He's won 3 tournaments since like
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought we were just talking about how Xander won the other day.
That's the one
Bro,
that he did.
There's a tournament every weekend.
Whatever, man.
I said no research, so this
I
is your...
was at a Nashville, Tennessee wedding last week, and I don't know what you want from me.
All right, so it's not his to lose, or it is his to lose?
I mean, if he won the one that just happened last weekend, sure, he's got to be the favorite. I guess it's his to lose, but
won the last 3, but
all right, this should be fun. Majors are always filled with feel-good storylines. Which golfer will make the cut despite some tough odds?
You know, I don't really know who has tough odds, but give me Brooks Koepka.
All right, he's about -400 to make the cut. So
that's way too easy. That's way too easy.
yeah, Koepka is like a hard ball.
Let me think of another guy. How about Tiger? How's he doing?
Okay, decent pull. He shot a
Tiger's a
+4
decent
today.
pull.
I think he's about
+4 today?
+600 to make the cut. So
Yeah, that's not great. +4 is not great, but
And just for everybody who's watching, I think the cut's probably going to sit around +2, I think, is where we're going to sit for the cut. So +6, Tiger's got some work to do tomorrow.
make some
Or
birdies.
today as you're watching.
All right. Question 3, Jack. We hate preying on
Okay.
people's downfall unless it's the 49ers, Yankees, or Alabama. But I need you to do it here. Which golfer is going to miss the cut this weekend?
Who's that one dude I freaking hate? There's
No,
one dude.
don't
He's
say
not.
the guy that Brian said that then almost won the tournament.
He's not. He's not American. He's not American. I think he always wears orange or something like that.
Who, Ricky Fowler?
Oh no, he's
He is
American.
American.
He is
Yeah,
American.
no, it's not Ricky. Ricky.
I thought I was going to get you on that.
No, I know he's American. You
I
almost
know.
got
I
me.
thought I was going to get you on that. You'd be like, yeah, him. And I was going to be
Yo,
like,
fuck
yeah, he's
that
American.
No, I don't really know. Whose downfall do I want to prey on? Maybe Rory because he lost me money a few weeks ago when I bet on him. But
Wait, Brian, can you repeat the question?
The whole question?
wait, I thought I was
No.
praying.
Just so we can lock in right after what Jack just said. Somebody who's going to miss the cut, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, wait, is this the day one cut or the last cut?
They make the cut on Saturday before Saturday.
There's only one
After the
cut,
first 2
dude.
rounds, they make the cut.
Oh, there's only one cut?
This is some great podcasting.
And it's electric because you said Rory McIlroy and he's tied for the lead after day one.
We're keeping
he's
it.
gonna
We're
choke.
moving on. We're moving on.
He's
We're
choking
moving
it out.
on.
Don't worry.
Answer's locked in. We're moving
Don't
on.
worry,
Brian,
he's
what's the next
choking it.
question? Go.
All right, Jack. Question 4. Give me a long shot that could shock the golf world on Sunday,
Here's one where nobody can rip on you.
unless he gives us Kepka again.
Who's that guy like Tony Snell or some shit like that?
Nice.
He was a basketball
NBA.
player.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You thinking about Tony Finau?
Finau, Tony Finau. Give me Tony Finau, Tony D.
All right, that might be your best.
I don't want to say that he's necessarily a long shot, but he might be after day one. I don't know where he fared.
No, he
today.
shot 2 under. So I don't know if he's a long shot anymore, but long shot enough.
It's a better call than Ricky, or than who's the Rory? Rory's who I just took. Yeah. You said Rory was mine.
To miss the cut after being tied for the lead after round one is an all.
What is the lead? -4, -5?
I think -6 or -5. It's around 5, yeah, somewhere around 5.
You're gonna need a lot of bogeys. All right, this is gonna be the toughest question. It's the last question, but you're gonna have to name 3 golfers, so make it a little tough. All right, who is winning this thing? Who is finishing in the top 10? And who is finishing in the top 20? Good bets to finish top 20, top 10, and win.
Well, if you're telling me Rory's tied for first, he's going to finish top 20.
All right, so Rory's finishing top 20 and missing the cut.
Well, I guess possible. I can't really go back on that one now. Who's the guy I just said? Tony Finau. He's going to win the whole damn thing. And Brooks Koepka is going to be top 10.
All right.
Lock it in.
It's a good little segment right there.
Anything you want to expand on from your actual roundtable answers, Matt?
No, not much. I mean, Aaron Rye, who I was very heavy on, I actually thought he was American going into it, found out that he's English. So I don't love that I bet on him in the U.S. Open. But the international guys always seem to make it tough on U.S. soil and in the U.S. Open at that. So, look, he's 1 under in a tournament where the leaders sit about 5 under. So, is it a bad play? I don't know. I mean, I don't know too many people who had Patrick Cantlay who was going to be a leader after round one. Besides that one guy who cashed out for $1.1 million. I don't know if you saw that for Cantlay to be the leader after round one. That was a wild play by that guy. Put 80 grand on it though, so clearly he doesn't give a fuck about money. If you're putting 80 grand on Cantlay to be the leader after round one at plus 2,200, but no, yeah, I mean, Aaron Rye, I'm going to be rooting for him all tournament. He's kind of my guy. I went with yesterday when I was doing some research. Been a good golfer on the numbers this year, but you know, with him, I think the pressure will probably get too big for him. You know, day one's fine, day two's fine. day 3 gets a little shaky, and then obviously day 4 when you actually got to be great might be a little tough for him. Based on today, if I had to pick a player on the numbers, I would go with. He's not even the favorite, but I love the little Patty Cantlay play. I love that he's out there at front, and you can probably still get some good odds on him.
So does the pressure get to Rye after the first cut or the second cut?
Probably after the third.
Yeah, I gave out Tom Kim as my long shot and my winner. So let's go Tom Kim. He's playing some good
Where's
games.
he at? Where's he at, Brian, after day 1?
He shot even today, so he's still in the mix.
He's in the mix.
Is there ever more than one cut?
No.
There's 0 in live golf.
Okay.
But in the PGA, there's one cut. You either make it to the weekend or you don't.
Gotcha.
The more you know.
That is
Put
why
up the graphic,
I
Will.
Ryan's Roundtable.
All right, real quick, around the horn. Let's give out who's going to win the European tournament and then jump into the 400. But the Euros start today as you're watching this, Friday. Start today, big tournament. Who's going to be the champions of Europe on the national level? Brian, I'll let you go first if you have one for us.
Croatia.
That's some good odds there. A lot of old guys, but
Yeah.
good odds. A lot of experience, I guess.
Some vets over there. They did it not too long ago, right? Or no, they won the World Cup not too long ago.
They were in the final of the Euro, I think. I don't think they won, but they love to park the bus. So good tournament play there.
I don't know what the odds are looking like on this, but give me France.
They're the favorite.
Not a bit. Well, no, I think England's the favorite, actually.
Really?
Yeah, England's the favorite. I'm not sure if they're tied. France is second, though. France is definitely. You could still give Jack the Mr. Chalk title because that's still right up there. But and France is probably very heavily bet. But yeah, France, big team on the numbers to win it all. England, but England always chokes. Like, I'm not confident in them winning it all. Tournament is in Germany. So Germany could be a team to maybe think about. I'm going to go with a sneaky team that has some good odds and the best midfielder in the world in Kevin De Bruyne. Give me Belgium to win the Euros this year.
It's been Belgium's golden generation for like 20 years now.
And this is the year, hopefully, they get it done. I'll take Belgium to win the Euros. It is in Germany. I think Germany could be a big player on the cards here. France, obviously. Big chalk guy, Jack. Look, he's in all white for a reason. Brian, with Croatia, always love Brian's picks out of left field. Croatia, old, a lot of experience. Not sure they'll have the legs to get it done. There's a lot of 90 minutes in between each game that they're going to have to play, Brian.
I trust in the experience.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. But that's the Euro quick roundtable on the Euros. What?
Before we move on from soccer, we should address Team USA tying Brazil. Basically a win heading into Copa America.
Why don't you lead us into a discussion on that?
We got Copa America coming up. We just tied Brazil's A team, probably the favorites to win Copa America. I'm not worried about Mexico. We've owned Mexico the last however many matches we played against them. Team USA, I like our odds. I hate Berhalter. I still think he should be out of there. But speaking golden generations, let's get a win.
The U.S. are actually in their golden generation, and the World Cup is coming to North America in 2026, where all these guys will be in their prime. Hopefully they can make something happen. But I always love a little U.S. soccer talk because every time I hear you talk about it, Brian, it just gets me fired up, dude.
Pulisic might be one of the best forwards in the world. Scored against Brazil, had some other opportunities, couldn't quite get it in the back of the net, but he looks good.
Couldn't agree more, man. USA, USA, USA.
USA.
And he's from Hershey.
Damn right. PA, baby. Love to hear that. But let's jump in to the new segment, the new favorite segment, the segment that everybody's been talking about, whether they like it or disagree with our takes, disagree with our list. It's the 4 and 400 presented by Views from Section 400. the best logos, I should say, of all time, right? It's not active logos, it's not past logos, it's everything mushed together. It's the best logos of all time. I don't think we dialed in our list here. Who's going first, second, and third?
Oh, that's a good question. So
I think Jack's first, I'm second, you're third.
Yeah, I think this is the fourth one now, so I'm back to
That
first.
sounds about right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the clock.
Look, this might be a controversial poll here, but
Yeah, that's what you're known for.
I don't think that it should be that controversial if you know me. With the first overall pick of this draft, I'm gonna take the logo right behind me.
Wild move.
All right.
There you go.
For the listeners that aren't watching the YouTube, he just took the Jacksonville Jaguars logo.
Duval.
Well, I guess that puts me up to number 2. And right, this is one of our more, every list is going to be subjective, right? But this is one of our more subjective lists because you can really go any way with it. Oh, there's so many tough ones out there. And this one might be controversial as well. I probably should have done a little more research to see what's out there, what's not. And we probably should have fine-tuned what we're picking and what we're not, right? Like, do European club soccer teams count?
Yeah.
Is it American only,
sports
right?
logo. Every sports logo.
Sports logos.
There's so much out there. There's so much out there. Mine, and this is just on personal preference, is going to be, and honestly, I don't know the city. Oh, no, I do know the city. It's the Los Angeles Angels single A affiliate, the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
There's no way.
The Rocket City Trash Pandas.
That was on my list.
Is my pick. Of course it was. It's the most electric look. It's basically the Raccoons, but they call them the Rocket City Trash Pandas. It is, oh my gosh. If you've ever played MLB The Show and you've came through the ranks, I've always just picked them as the team. I've always picked the Angels because I was like, I need to play for the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Plug the logo so everybody can see. This is the most electric logo that I've ever seen. But I will go with the Rocket City Trash Pandas on my list. And I'm so glad I'm still snubbing Brian on picks.
That's unbelievable. I thought I would save that one for the 4th round. That was just in my bag.
Wow.
It's the best logo out there.
Yeah, so with my first pick, I'll go with the old Anaheim Ducks collaboration with the Mighty Ducks, the old Mighty Ducks logo. And with my second pick, I will go with the 1990s Raptors logo with the Raptor dribbling the basketball, the purple and red.
That's a fire logo.
That is a good one. Again, there's so much out there, right? There's so much to pick from. No list is going to be perfect. No list is going to be great. And somebody's always going to disagree with what you say. But I'm going to go with the Montreal Expos just because I like it a lot. And I think they should still be a team. But the Montreal Expos, I've been to Montreal. I'm not a Montreal native, obviously, but like I feel like I'm connected to that city just being there. I've been to the Olympic Stadium. They played at an old Olympic stadium. The 1974-77 Olympics were played in Montreal. And they said, fuck it, let's just have an MLB team play here too. Had a team for a while. Now what are known as the Washington Nationals. But I'm going to go with the Montreal Expos with my second pick.
I almost wore my Expos hat today, but I didn't want to give you guys any ideas. So I went to
I already had it loaded up, brother.
The Expos weren't on my list, but I do love their logo. I always found it funny that it was red, white, and blue and a Canadian team. That always got me going a little bit. Score one for America. But with my second round pick, I'm gonna go. I got the snake here. I got the 2-3 turn. I'm gonna go with two logos that are just dope. I just think looking at them, just well done to whoever designed that shit. First one's going to be the Spark Plug Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs, man, that little I don't even know what the breaker with the little shock at the end, badass. And then I'm going to go with the Arsenal as my next pick in the third round. Might be asking me why, because it's got a fucking cannon on it, dude. The logo's got a cannon. You tell me one other logo where they got guns and shit. It's dope. Give me the Arsenal.
You don't gotta tell me, man. Come on, you Gunners. I wouldn't say that's one of the better logos, but a huge Arsenal fan, so love the pick there, Jack. I guess that leaves me up to number 3. And here's where I get a little dry because I'm between a few options, but I don't know how much people love this one. And it's going to, I guess, be taking a page out of Brian's book of the dribbling Raptor. But I'm going to go with the Vancouver Grizzlies of the Grizzly
That's a good
dribbling the basketball.
I had that on my list. That's another good one.
He was great. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the Raptor. I thought the Grizzly was dribbling the basketball, but I don't remember the Raptor doing.
The Raptor dribbles the basketball, and then the Grizzly, it's just kind of like out there.
It's just out there. But
Yeah.
okay.
But it's
So
a cool
close enough.
the Grizzlies
Oh, right, with the ball in the middle and the claws.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing.
yeah. Now that's a good
cool.
one. I had that on there.
It's cool.
Okay, now this is my 3-4. So I'm debating. I took kind of flashy logos in the first round. Now I'm debating if I want to go with like the clean, just normal looking ones. I think I do. So I'm gonna go with, because of course I am, the 1970s Auburn logo with the blue eagle coming through the A.
I know it. Classic.
And my last one is going to be the Durham Bulls logo. Just the D with the blue bowl going through the D.
Solid. What's that? AAA, right?
AAA, yeah.
What team are they affiliate of?
They were the Blue Jays, I believe, and I don't know what they are now.
Come on, man. I know the single A fucking Angels, which, by the way, the Angels are out in LA. Rocket City Trash Panthers are in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wild.
Yeah, I haven't played the show in a couple of years, so that's where my minor leagues is not up to date,
Not as crisp.
not as crisp. I think it's back to you now for your last pick.
It is. So what? You went Durham Bills? Yeah, I mean, I got to keep it close to home here, man. And it's going to be, I guess it was what, the 70s Kelly Green Eagles logo. You know the one I'm talking
I had that
about.
on my list too. Yeah.
The real skinny bird, Kelly Green.
Holding
I mean,
the
dude, it's
football with
fucking
his ball.
iconic.
Yeah.
It's fucking iconic. I don't know. Again, as a Birds fan, I guess I should, but I don't know the prime year of it. But you guys know the one I'm talking
It
about.
was 70s.
It was the 70s, right? That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Friend of the program, Tom, always wears that fucking shirt.
Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. Actually, I can go pull it real quick. You know what time we're on.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good logo.
That's a great shirt.
Great logo, great shirt. Jack, you were there when we got it at McGillens.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
It was a great day. Yeah, I think you got to wrap us up here, Jack. Ryan's list complete. My list is complete. And you, after cheating on Google for the last 10 minutes, what's your fourth pick?
Yeah, I had to go deep in my bag here because I'm not going to lie. You guys did take my fourth. And I found a nice one, though. Nice little one that I think Brian's going to enjoy pulling up. The Youngstown State Penguins.
It's the Y.
This penguin, he got a little beanie on, little scarf, and he looks like he's about to fuck you up.
Okay, so a little alternate.
That's a
logo.
crazy pull, but I respect.
Plug it. You'll understand why.
The
No, I
Horizon
know
League.
exactly the logo you're talking about. I'm just saying that's like crazy you pulled that out of your ass. But I know you've been on Google, so maybe it wasn't pulled out of your ass.
No, I most definitely found that one on Google.
Great pull, though. I mean, that's a great logo.
Thank you.
I kind of want to go over some we missed just because there's so many good ones out there.
There's so many good. That's what I'm saying.
There's so many good ones, dude.
We need like 15. We need like a 3-hour draft to do this properly.
Yeah. Some I had at least. The Olympic rings is always a good one, although it's simple. The Hartford Whalers, the old hockey team, the green W with the blue.
Yeah, it's just like a W though.
The Maryland Terrapins I had. Just the turtle holding the M. I had the 2000s Yukon Husky, not the new Husky, but the old looking Husky. And then Newcastle United out in the Prem. They have a dope logo. It's like the shield of their flag.
Yeah.
And then a big miss I thought, which I almost had, was the old Pistons logo.
Fair. I feel like a lot of those old logos kind of look the same. Like the Pistons, the Warriors. I feel like they all have the same vibe.
Yeah, that's why I like the Raptor because it's kind of different.
Yeah. There's a third one too that looked like very similar. Maybe it was like the Supersonics or something.
Maybe the Jazz or the Supersonics. Yeah, there were some good.
And I think it's a good lead up that we went over this because the new NHL Utah team is about to decide not only their logo but team name. So good way we plug that because are they going to be the first major sports team? I guess there's MLS teams, but that's not major. To be, I mean, they have Utah HC, literally Utah Hockey Club, as a final name on the list. I don't know if that's going to be named it, but that would be wild if that's their team name.
Yeah, this is such a European thing to do. Like when the Las Vegas Golden Knights came in, I don't know if there was any talk about calling them like the Las Vegas Hockey Club, LA or LVHC. Yeah, like that sounds awful. So I this has got to be the first one outside of soccer. You know, I mean the Washington football team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we forget about Washington?
But that's just like such a lazy approach.
It's better than the Commanders.
It is.
Should have kept it.
Yeah, I mean, Commanders is also bad. Commanders and Guardians is like bad.
Okay, but Brian, like the football team or the football club.
No, the Washington football team was kind of gas.
Yeah, I kind of like.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's better, like Brian said, better than the Commanders. What if they just said the Cleveland Baseball Club?
No.
Just as a question.
CBC.
They should have just been the Tribe. I guess that's controversial too.
It is controversial, but I like the Cleveland Tribe. I don't think that's
horrible. Controversial. People need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I agree. But what do we say? We ended there, or what do we want to talk about?
Well, we should just mention the reason we did this 4 and 400 of logos is because the logo, Jerry West, passed away this week. So rest in peace to him.
Condolences to the family.
R.I.P. Jerry.
Losing too many great ones lately.
Yeah, him and Bill Walton are going to have a hell of a pick and roll up there.
Him and Bill Walton within fucking a week span or a week and a half or whatever it was. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're making the 8 team in heaven.
I mean, nobody's going to want to play pickup against them anymore. They get up there and it's like, fuck, dude, really? These guys fucking died?
Yo, Bill just showed up last week. We got to deal with you now, Jared?
Yeah, they're like, fucking Bill just got here, man. Are you fucking shitting me? All jokes, in all seriousness, so sorry to the families, the great ones. It's jokes because they are great. Respect to them and their families. But it's the Views from Section 400 podcast. That's all I got in this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a good one. Uninterrupted sports conversation. As always, until maybe we get a couple sponsors. But again, we're ad-free for the time being. Great time to tune in. I'm Matt, Jack, and Brian. Always along for the ride. We'll hear what they have to whisper, but I'm out.
You know Kobe's tearing up Bill and Jerry.
Goodbye, Tom.
Is that still too soon?